Friends, welcome back. How are you? Hope you all are good and doing well. In this lecture, I will discuss that how to handle promise objects in stimulus controller. Sometimes we might need the dynamic values as soon as our stimulus controller connected to the DOM element, and in such cases, we might need to fetch a JSON response in our stimulus controller, and that's why we need to handle the promise object very carefully in our stimulus controller. In this lecture, I am taking an example from one of my local projects where I need to disable the dates in flat picker calendar in some dynamic way. Okay, let me give you a brief context of the example here. Here you can see on the screen that I have a list where I have some dates and projects and the total time. So this is about logging the time over a particular project for an employee for a selected date. Okay, let me show you how it works. So here you can see that I already have statuses for time logged for the dates 5 July, 4 July, 3 July, 1 July, 9th July. Okay, now let me show you how it works. So when you click on the 8 time, okay, and let's select some date. Let's say I selected 16th. Okay, and task type, let's say full day, and let's select the project here and some hours for it. Let's say I selected 8.5 hours for it, and the status, let's say in progress, and some example description. Okay, and now if I click on the save changes, you can see that the entry is here now. Okay, so this is how it working. Now let's open the form again and look at the date picker. So when you click on the 8 time again, and when I selected the date picker, here you can see that I am already showing some disabled dates, like the 4th is the disabled, and 6th is the disabled, and 14th is the disabled date. Okay, but I did it manually. I mean, I provided the specific dates here, and now let me show you the stimulus controller that how is the implementation right now. So here you can see that this is the JavaScript folder, and this is my flag picker controller, and you can see that what I did here. Okay, I'm in the existing implementation. In connect method, you can see that I'm fetching all the dates for which currently signed in employee already logged the time using the fetch API. Okay, and here is the controller action, that is fetch logged dates, and I am rendering the logged date in the JSON format. Okay, and here I'm using the fetch API to get all these dates. Okay, but when I get this, I'm getting some issue, and the issue is that when I get this dot disable dates in the response, it does not give me the dates. Instead, it gives me the promise object, which is not resolved completely. Okay, and let me show you in the browser. So let's switch to the browser, and when you refresh the page, okay, so and now let me show you the inspect, sorry, let me show you this on the browser console. Okay, so here you can see that I have these errors, but let's forget it. And now if I click on the edit time, you can see that as soon as I clicked on the edit time, and my stimulus controller initialized or connected with this date picker element, and here you can see that I'm seeing this promise object. Okay, and the promise object is showing the pending, and it comes with the three attributes, like the promise prototype, which is the promise object, and the promise state is fulfilled, and the promise result is the 6. Okay, and I'm getting this promise object after the fetch API call, and here you can see that these are the dates for which I already logged the dates. Okay, and now let me tell you that why I need these dates, because as soon as user try to, or the currently signed in employee try to log a time for the specific date, then these dates should be showing as disabled dates, because he has already logged the time for these dates. Okay, but when I do this in some dynamic way, I will get the errors. Okay, let me assign these values to here. If I assign these values here, I will get some error. Okay, let me save it and refresh the page again, and you will see a different error on the browser. Okay, you can see that type error e.slice is not a function. Okay, and now date picker will not be open in the form. Okay, so this is the error, and or you can say that this is the issue here. And can you guess why this issue is here, or why we are not able to see the resolved promise, or why we are not able to see the date picker here? Okay, so the issue lies in the asynchronous nature of the fetch request. Let me take you to the controller again. So here you can see that issue lies here in the asynchronous nature of the fetch request. When we try to assign this dot disable dates to flag picker immediately after the fetch call, it doesn't wait for the promise to resolve. leading to an unresolved promise being passed instead of the actual array of disabled dates or the date to be disabled. Okay, to fix this, we need to wait for the fetch request to complete and resolve the promise before initializing flat picker. Okay, and we can do this using async await within the connect method. Okay, so we can get rid of this unresolved promise using the async and await method. So first we need to mark our connect method as the async to use the await inside it. Okay, so here what we need to do, we just need to mark this connect method as async. Okay, and you can do this using this keyword. Okay, and now we just need this employee id and this url. Okay, now we need to use try catch block to handle the success and failed response. Okay, so here we can use try. Okay, and then after try you can add a catch response as well here. And we are using this try block to handle the successful response from the server and a catch block from to handle the unsuccessful response or the errors from the server. Okay, okay, so here you can simply provide console.error, and then you can provide the value here like error in fetching dates or logged dates, and here the actual error message that you need to print. Okay, and now we need to do something within the try block. Okay, so here what we can do that first we need to call the fetch method in a manner so that it waits for the response, and we can do this using await. Okay, so here first what we need to do, const response equal to, okay, and then await fetch. Okay, await fetch, and then this dot url comma, and here now you need to mention the type of the header. Okay, so here you can just copy this header and accept application json format in it, so you can just do it here. Okay, so this is fine, and make sure to keep it application json, because from this rails controller you can see that we are returning the response in the json format, so we need to accept the response in the same format in our stimulus controller. Okay, and now what we can do here after having this header. Okay, so after, sorry, after this calling the fetch api, we just need to use const disable dates equal to await response dot json. Okay, so here we are passing our response to the json format. Okay, so we will get the correct data, and now we can just print a console dot log, console dot log, and here you can print disable dates just to see that we are getting proper dates or not. Okay, and now then you can use this flat picker object. So here after the console what you can do, you can do this. Okay, and here then you need to provide disable dates as array rather than this dot disabled. Okay, and this is now resolved our promise, so you can remove this existing snippet. Okay, so here let's see how we corrected this. So we first marked our connect method as async. Okay, and then we call the fetch api to wait for the response, and then we are parsing the response to the json by using await keyword, and then we are assigning it to the disabled dates. Okay, and now let's see this on the browser. So save this and go to the browser and refresh the page, and when you click on the add time you can see that now we are seeing the proper dates. Okay, because our promise is resolved, so we are not getting the unresolved promise here. Okay, and if you go to the date, so first verify that what dates we have here, like 1st July, 3rd July, 4th July, 5th July, 9th July, and the 16th July. Okay, and if we go to the date filter now, you can see that we are getting these dynamic dates is disabled. So 1, 3, 4, 5, and then 9, and then 16. So now the currently signed in employee already has logged the time for this, so he cannot provide any further what say any further time entries for the same date. Okay, so this way we validated our date picker and we disabled the dates in the dynamic way. Okay, now one more thing before signing off, that maybe this is a specific use case according to my requirement to disable dates in the date picker, but you can use the similar approach for your needs as well when you have to handle promises in the stimulus controller. Okay, so what you can do, that you can simply use async await, okay, to handle this asynchronous response via the fetch call API. Okay, so I hope you like this lecture, and we will meet into some another lecture with different problem and its solution. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.